House of Barbers. Located right across the street from Marist College on Route 9. House of Barbers. Call today to get your fades, regular cuts, edge-ups, beards, hot towel shaves, apparel, and gift certificates for your loved ones. Open Monday through Thursday, 8:30 to 4:30, late on Friday till 7, and again open on Saturday till 4:30. Contact Sal today for your appointment or just walk in. 845-232-5036, House of Barbers. Allcrete Concrete Placement LLC for all of your concrete needs, including installation and repair of driveways, garage floors, patios, sidewalks, walkways, stairs, stamped concrete, color, seal, and epoxy, all done by one company with almost 30 years of experience. Call today for your quote. Allcrete Concrete Placement LLC, 845-413-9459. Allcrete Concrete Placement LLC.
Ooh, it's finally TV, but you don't need cable or sling to see me. Black on his soapbox, Gabe in his bag. Let out some real black ink, load the 9 with the mag. First take, the last take, we can juggle the top. Like a barber with the clips, the way we talk in the shop. And since life was like a movie, we gon' stick to the plot. That's why we sponsored by the brand and scrape the white off the top. Get it? That means we dope. So I'ma need my brothers and sisters to stay woke. And we gon' lace the product with facts and straight jokes. The voice of the valley is here to spread hope. Supports a steep slope. They gon' have to let me cook. I don't know how to stop. From the culture to the music, anything else hot. Catch us every Tuesday once you step in the house. Cause all they really wanna know, what we talking about. I'm out.
Oh, and here we go. Another episode of What We Talking About. Yo, what up, party people? It is your boy Gabriel back again with another edition of What We Talking About. As always, joined by co-host, co-creator, King Blakout in the building. What's going on, good sir?
Yo.
I
sound all right? You can hear me okay?
I hear you okay. Talking to your mic.
I saw something I ain't think I'd ever see.
And
this weekend.
What was this?
I saw a cop car pulled over by another cop car.
Was it like state and local?
See, that's the thing, right? So, like, if you see two cop cars on the side of the highway in a line, you wouldn't think nothing of that. They get together and talk bullshit all the time. But it was a trooper behind a local officer. And when I was pulling up to the area, the trooper was walking to the driver's door, and I realized, oh, this is a traffic stop. So I did what any respectable grown-up would do in that situation.
Pulled your phone out.
I pulled the fuck over. Got nosy. I absolutely listened to that conversation. You know what I heard, Gabe?
What'd you hear?
What's going on, Troop? You know why I pulled you over? Well, nah, not really. Did some undistinguishable shit. Then I heard, well, you didn't have your lights on, so that wasn't true. I'm guessing he said he had an emergency to get to. Right. Said you didn't have your lights on. That couldn't have been true. I'm assuming. Well, just run my number and then do what we got to do. That's what I heard from the car. And I watched this Troop grab his hat and kind of straighten it. Took this person's information and started walking back to his car. But as he's walking back to his car, you know what I hear, Gabe?
What?
He's got the Troop got like a walkie-talkie, like whatever the fuck thing on his shoulder. He's like, you won't believe this shit. Here I am being nosy. Now I'm across the highway. I'm towards the median. I'm in the area where you can turn, but you're not supposed to turn.
Right.
And I'm pretending like I need directions because you're not supposed to really be chilling there.
Right.
But clearly I'm just looking, and the cop in the car who's been pulled over is ice grilling me. Like, this motherfucker.
Is he out of town or is he in his jurisdiction right now? Can you tell that?
We're on the highway, so maybe he's close to his jurisdiction.
Okay.
But his jurisdiction clearly ain't the highway.
Right.
That's the trooper.
Peace,
so he ice grilling me, and he made like a gesture with his head, like this, and I looked at him like.
And then what happened?
I'm gonna say it. Now, after about 3 minutes of me pretending to look for directions on my phone, the troop got out. He didn't have no tickets with him. I was incredulous. I was beside myself at the ticketing that was taking place.
Okay.
What I did hear was him give him a verbal warning and told him to slow it down and yada yada yada, and then let it be on his way. At this point, Gabe, I'm realizing that the interaction is about to be over, and if I don't leave, I'm probably finna get my own ticket.
Yeah. Like you need to skedaddle right about now.
Yeah. You know. So I magically found out where I gotta go on my phone. Sorry for the long-winded intro. I found my directions. I pull off and I get in the road. Man, that motherfucking cop who got pulled over got behind me so goddamn fast. So fucking fast. You know what I did, Gabe?
What?
Slow down and pull over to the side of the road again. Slow down. Now, I slowed down real quick. Sorry, I know it's long. I'm sorry. I'm getting there. He pulled down behind me. Now, he never turned his light on. But when I pull back over to the side of the road, this time I'm on the side of the road. I'm not in the median area. He pulls me behind me. He never turns his light on. Then he hops out and he comes up to me and I'm sitting there and got my hands on 10 and 2 and he's like, "Oh, you want to down?" Like, "Hey, why'd you pull over?" And I said, "Officer, I'm fucking lost, man. Like, this thing keeps changing direction. You got the whole bullshit. You know what I mean? I had to do what I had to do. I'm not from around these parts. The GPS got me fucked up, and it's telling me about an exit that clearly don't exist no more. Now I'm smart enough to pull up this app with these old outdated records. I remember a couple years ago when the highway switched over from like exit 10 is now exit 30, 37.
Right.
It's like boom. So I went back and pulled up the Waze app, which got the old maps on the app. Pretend like you lost. And I'm like, bro, I don't see exit, whatever the fuck this number was. And he was like, oh, okay. Let me point you in the right direction, send me on my way. But that was funny to me. It may not be interesting to you. But I was very pleased watching this cop be very uncomfortable with this trooper while he's on the side of the road. And I also knew that the fuck he was going to extend to me because I was sitting there as an innocent bystander.
A nosy bystander.
Hey, that's not against the law.
Listen, I'm hearing myself in the background. Why is that?
I don't know, Gabe.
I have an angelic voice, but I don't like to hear myself twice. I'll tell you that. Shout out to everybody that's tapping in. I see y'all. I see Shad in the building, Loic in the building, Tea Time with Bunky was in the building. You know, they got some shows coming up. Rec Boy in the studios, Rec Boys on Wednesday. That's tomorrow, 7 p.m. right here on Facebook and YouTube. And then Tea Time with Bunky is every Thursday at 7. That's you gotta make a decision on Thursdays. You're gonna go watch Same for a little while, then you gotta go check out Bunky for a little while, kind of flip back and forth, see what's popping. But yeah, 7 p.m. for those ladies. Man, interesting week. We could start at the weather because the weather is probably the best newsworthy thing that's going to be going on right now. If y'all not in the tri-state listening to this, we've been blessed since Saturday, maybe even Friday, with 70 plus degree weather that has continued to escalate. And today kind of, it tipped off today and it leveled out. We start going back down. But man, did you get a chance, my friend, to enjoy some of this weather?
You funny. Yo, Gabe saying this bullshit because you know what I've been doing for the last few. So I'm in jury duty. I don't get to enjoy none of this shit. Look, I get dressed. When I pull up outside, it's still 52 degrees. Then I go into this fucking big ass albatross of a building, and then the sun comes out. And by the time I'm done for the day, the sun starts going down. Gotcha. And I've missed the 80-degree weather.
But at least you got Saturday and Sunday. They don't do court on Saturday and Sunday, so
yeah, that don't mean what you think that means. That don't mean what you think it means. Let me drink this though.
Let's see what's going on. Oh, you know what? I gotta send my boy Oh man, he hit the follow. I love to connect and support you as a fan. Be cool with that. Feel free to reach out my Discord. My username is Razak34. Yo, I'm feeling that right there. Let me go ahead. And I gotta share this live. Y'all go ahead and do this with me. Do this with me, y'all. I gotta go to YouTube right now. I gotta go grab my live. We doing what we talking about right here on Finally TV every every Tuesday. Me and Blackout get together and we talk about things in a very entertaining way. And we about to get some more listeners. Shout out to Chicago, man. We about to have Chicago in the building. And very shortly, Chicago will be in the building. So shout out to everybody across the world, man. I really love the category of the game you are streaming. Okay, yeah. So these are folks coming over from Twitch. Shout out to Twitch. I'm feeling that. Let's do that. I'm feeling that. Things to talk about today. I got a list of things, people, that we could talk about. But first and foremost, I just wanted to say, happy birthday to somebody who couldn't be here with us no more. But my pop-in-law's birthday would have been today. So shout out to Vlasios Totonis, man. All the love. I never got a chance to meet the man, you know what I'm saying? But he raised a beautiful, smart, great lady in Angie. So salute to him for that, and happy birthday to him up in the gates. But yeah, man, we're gonna talk about our 9-to-5 jobs on their way out, right? That's
we don't gotta do no rundown, bro. We just,
man, listen.
You gonna give up the like? What if they don't like the topics and they be like, I'm not gonna sit here and watch this, man?
What if they
need you to be a better producer? Where Angie at? Angie, super producer.
Angie's at work and she's on the other side streaming her own shit right now. So shout out to her. So anyway, I seen that headline. And then one of my podcasts was talking about it on there, and they was talking about 9-to-5s being gone and not a thing. Hey, there's Angie. She's in the building. That's super producer Big Angie. Y'all don't get to see her very often. That was kind of crazy. But yo, they predict 9-to-5, the regular 9-to-5 job, the way we know it today, will not exist in 10 years. And it gave me, at first I was like, I can't be. And then I started thinking about it. And I'm like, it only took, a whole COVID situation to drastically change how the workforce actually worked, right? So why not? Why couldn't something else happen where it would drastically change? And it does change that 9-to-5 type of mentality that we have. When you read that headline, Black, and you see it says 9-to-5 jobs will cease to exist in 2034, what do you say?
Context, cease to exist in favor of what? What are we talking about?
I think that it was talking about the traditional sense of a 9-to-5 where you're physically showing up to a job and you're working inside of a building with other people, cubicle life, whatever the case is. If you're not servicing like a person, like a barber would be, there's no reason for you to show up somewhere. That those jobs would just be eradicated. Everything would be like a work from home situation. And I could see that happening in 10 years. Even my job, if you think about hospitality, right? Already today, there's hotels that don't even have a front desk agent. It's just a kiosk.
Right. There's a big difference between every job that's 9-to-5 is gone and like certain sectors are gonna have to rescale. So like, what's the view here? Not to be stubborn, but I'm not trying to be stubborn, but I don't understand the context of this. How am I supposed to address it? So what's how can the 9-to-5 job disappear completely if that's the hours that people work because that's when the sun's out? What is going away specifically? Just going to an office?
Right. Those type of 9-to-5, cubicle life type
so
of.
Specifically cubicle? Are you talking about like white collar?
That sort of thing. Like, already call centers used to be a big thing 10 years ago.
Right. But once again, there's a difference between outsourcing unskilled labor and the complete collapse of the 9-to-5 workforce. So what are we talking about? Or am I supposed to just say that doesn't make any sense, that statement? Like it's too many jobs. I don't have any context for the statement.
So the statement is more about like I'm trying to tell you. I don't know why you ignoring it, but when I
I'm not
say
ignoring it. I'm just saying, like, you
a
keep saying cubicle
cubicle,
life, like,
the cubicle life. So
like, nah,
anything,
if you're an accounting firm, you're not gonna go away in 10 years because you're crunching those numbers. I don't think that's
but you
going
might be doing
to
that
dry
from
up.
home. You might be
You
doing
could,
that
but
from.
every job can't be done remote, and every job won't be done remote in 10 years. If that is that what the point of view is?
Mm-hmm,
Every job will be remote in 10 years.
mm-hmm.
That's dumb.
That's what I'm saying. Except for the people that got to come into contact with you, aka like a
That-
barber.
That's
You know what
not
I'm
even
saying?
true either. That's just a dumb statement.
What? Why is that not true? How is that not true? What you gonna do to get a haircut?
I'm not talking about the barber. I'm talking about
Oh,
the statement of unless you got to have contact with a person, meaning a
oh,
customer,
right.
consumer, then there's
Mm-hmm,
no value in being a person with your fellow coworker, which is
mm-hmm.
just unequivocally untrue.
No, the value in it. No, there's value there. Nobody's saying there's not value there. They're saying that the need to have to go into any type of environment like that to get your work isn't going to exist in 10 years. It's all going to be remote. So call like it happened to call centers.
That's one very specific job where
You
all
know,
you do is talk on the phone.
like yeah, anything like that though. Bill collecting, tech support, all that, all of those different jobs and
They got
different
offshore 20 years
avenues.
ago though. This is not news. Maybe I come off like a curmudgeon. This what you're talking about happened 20 years ago. That didn't just happen because of COVID. We offshored those jobs 20 years ago.
Peace, Same.
You know what I'm saying?
The Tesla bot is gonna take our jobs. It might. It might. Cashiers will be extinct.
You
Yeah,
don't need
those
cashiers.
you don't. Just like you
No,
don't need a front desk agent. It's the same principle.
absolutely not. Don't need those things.
Checking yourself out. All that is
Like, do you need a receptionist?
no,
No.
no.
Like, do people still have them? Yeah. Why do they
Yeah,
have them?
yeah.
I mean, I think the role has changed, but like, do you need it? No.
No, I mean the receptionist now I feel like takes on the they're like the preliminary like social media person. They're in the email, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? They're controlling the IG, things
Which
like
should all
that.
be outsourced. You don't need somebody in the office for that.
But I think
Yeah.
that's what they're doing though now. Instead of the switchboard and all the other shit.
I don't know, man. I think they could have had a better hook than the job will be gone in 10 years without any kind of parameters around why they're making that statement.
Word.
I don't get that. 9 to 5s are not going to disappear in a decade. Um, Offshoring of non-skilled labor happened 20 years ago. That's not a new concept or phenomenon. And quite frankly, the big organizations right now are pulling their workers back into the office, doing
Mm-hmm.
just the opposite. So all those big companies that were holding on to the COVID era, they're now reversing course and pulling people back into the office because the value of the real estate is being devalued and just sitting there empty and making them no money as a holding. And a lot of these organizations have real estate holdings that they've invested into.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, could you get away from it? Yes. Will it be 10 years? No. We could have had hydroelectric or battery powered cars 25, 30 years ago. We just held on because oil was too big to just completely pull away from overnight. That's what's happened. And that's what's stagnating the market now is just that oil is too big. It's the foundation of too many economies.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason why tomorrow the president can wake up and just mandate that every car has to have zero emissions in 12 months. He can just do that. And then every person who sells a car that you sold a car to has to get one that's electric and battery powered. You don't have a choice. The reason why we don't do that because oil is too big.
Mm-hmm.
So no, the entire workforce is not going to just fall away in 10 years because there's too much. There's too much of an institution in how we do things. Now I think it will morph, and I think that COVID has shown that you can morph and operate differently.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we should be doing. So the traditional 9 to 5, meaning 40 hours a week, 5 days in the office, I think is dumb as shit. I think there is value in having that face to face with people,
Mm-hmm.
and that you can do most of the shit probably hybrid, and that'll give people a better work-life balance. Also, smart companies are realizing that why are you limiting yourself to a physical employee pool close to your main office when you could be hiring from all over the planet by just having the job be remote?
Yeah.
So I think when people find opportunities to cut costs, remote is going to be the answer. And I think they will, but it won't be 10 years. You're talking generational shifts in how we operate. So 40, 30 to 40.
All right, put it in the books. We're gonna see if it's 40. So, 40 is a good number. It's a good amount of time. Shout out to all the 40-year-olds out there. Shout out to all the bots. Shout out to everybody tuning in. I appreciate y'all to the infinite degree. Listen, Tribe Called Quest gets inducted into Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Q-Tip went up there and he had a pretty dope speech. He shouted out all the right people. Of course, Fife was talked about. Dope for them. It I don't know, when people get inducted into the Hall of Fame, they everybody makes it like a real big deal and everything. It doesn't really resonate with me. I'm just I'm happy for them, but I don't get excited for it. What says you when you see that headline?
I don't care.
Same.
I don't care.
You don't care at all. You don't say, "Oh, that's cool for them. Good for them."
No, I don't care. Okay, let me rephrase this for you then. Let me reframe it since we're in the talk show, right? Mm-hmm. If matter of fact, no, it's quite simple. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is subjective, so there's no barometer that people can try to reach for to get inclusion. I think when you're talking about like sports as an example, there are metrics and stats and things like that you look for it to make sense. And then people who don't make that criteria can also get in as contributors to the sport, like writers and podcasters and hosts and announcers and all that kind of shit. And then there are people who work outside of that sphere who have changed the game dramatically. So like Donald Stern, the old commissioner of the NBA, is in the Hall of Fame for what he did for the sport while he was leading the sport, even though he never played, he never was a commentator. So
right.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I don't give a shit because what's their metric? Like, what are they basing it off of? I don't know.
I think a lot of their stuff is based off of like societal impact, longevity, cultural impact.
You just gonna make up criteria for them.
But I think that's what they do though, because like that's what it seems like to me. It's like all like the iconic like music people that aren't necessarily rock and roll. You know what I mean? Like that just seems to be what it do. That part though. How come it's not just like the Music Hall of Fame? Because it would make a little bit more sense. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It would make more sense if it was the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean, the Music Hall of Fame. I don't know why it's just rock and roll, but all genres are included in there. So that's a little weird to me. But maybe that's why it doesn't resonate.
They used to not be. It wasn't inclusive.
Oh, it used to not be inclusive. But yeah.
Correct.
Well, then they should change it then. If they changed that and the ideology, then they should have changed the name along with it. It would have probably stuck better and resonated more with the other side.
I agree.
Man, well, I guess we should shout out, the Bronx Bombers for making it to the World Series. You know what I'm saying?
All right, y'all. I got it. Today, I think Gabe been like, I don't know, had a big dinner or something. I got y'all. Hold up. Yo, shout out to the New York Liberty, WNBA champions of the world. Shout out to ESPN making that championship all about Angel Reese, whose team got eliminated, didn't win the chip, but for some reason she was on the court with a fucking jersey on, taking pictures with everybody, all up in the fucking way. I'm so sick of the commodification of my sports. I'm tired of seeing Taylor Swift 50 times during every Kansas City Chief game, and I'm tired of seeing people who got nothing to do with the activities on the court or the field getting more pub than the fucking players. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Breonna Stewart. Shout out to Sabrina Ionescu. Shout out to those women. Shout out to the New York Liberty, first WNBA championship in history. Shout out to them. That's another conversation, Angie, but we can have it. And shout out to the stations that didn't keep showing me Angel fucking Reese and the girl from Indiana, because it wasn't their goddamn night. Like, stop making everything about these two fucking women. I don't care. Let me watch the fucking sport. Shout out to to the New York Liberty. Shout out to New York getting a chip. We good? Bet. Shout out to the motherfucking New York Yankees. American League champions, baby. Did you see the defining game, sir? Did you see Game 5?
Yes, I did.
It was a beautiful thing.
I actually
and Giancarlo, I'm gonna let you cook. Giancarlo Stanton finally earning some of that fucking money. Talk about it, Gabe. What you think about that series, bro?
He showed up. Here's something that was a pleasant surprise to me. While I was remiss that I had to do a wedding, right, during the game. Yo, John Sterling is on the radio calling the playoff games. And if you know Gabe, you know that I absolutely adore John Sterling and him calling Yankee. Like, I was so sad when he announced his retirement, saying he was only going to be doing a little bit here and there. He's going to drift off into sunset. You know what I'm saying? He's iconic to me. I love that dude. The Yankees win, bro. And I got to hear him say the words. You know what I'm saying? My man was like, American League pennant over the New York Yankees. Win!
You know, that to me reminds me of like to me, and I know it's not true, but to me, like Marv Albert's voice is the soundtrack to Michael Jordan in the 90s in the Bulls. So when I was a kid, even though he wasn't the Bulls play-by-play, all those games were on NBC, and Marv Albert's voice is yes. Michael Jordan. He had a way about him speaking about the game where I associate his voice with Michael Jordan. I completely get it.
1,000%. 1,000%. Me too. You know what I'm saying? Marv Albert did call a lot of those Jordan games, man. And he was always on TV. And us here in New York, you know what I'm saying? We had to, that's the only way we could catch Jordan. You know, so yeah. It was like, I felt like he was on every Saturday anyway. Did you feel like Jordan was on TV every Saturday?
Shout out to Marv Albert, bro. And shout out to iconic voices in sports, bro. Like it's different because it's gonna, as those stalwarts retire and go off to the sunset, those broadcasts aren't even set up like that anymore, right? It's all money driven. Teams get turned over all the time. It's just different when literally some of these voices were the soundtrack to sports for people for a generation.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
man. Shout out to the iconic voices out there, man.
Yeah, man.
Speaking about voices, what?
Speaking about voices, I see this Yankee hat.
What you got going on?
That's what we doing. Listen, bro, by the way, we playing the Dodgers in the series, which is fitting. Can we, I don't typically sit under sports talk, but I think it's necessary a little bit right here. Can the Yankees beat the Dodgers, who have the Terminator, Shohei Ohtani, who does everything on the baseball field, on the diamond, everything. Well, and the Yankees beat the Dodgers in the series.
Because baseball is baseball and it's 7 games, I say yes. They definitely have a standing fighting chance to win.
Put a number on it. I have 100. Put a number on it. Stand on that with your chest. What's the number? What you giving us? 10%? 20%? What you saying?
I say the fanboy in me wants to just say like this is a 70% chance we're gonna win this.
If you're gonna lie, don't even talk. Just say I'm just gonna lie.
The realist in me, I think it's 50-50. I think it's a crapshoot, but I'm gonna say 4-3 Yanks. I'm gonna take that in LA. I'm gonna take that in LA. There's the first World Series in a while where we didn't have home field advantage.
True. So it's the first World Series in a while where we actually participated. Depends on how you want to look at that stat, sir. We ain't been there in a decade, so you know what I mean. It's been a while.
Listen.
All right. Shout out to the Yankees. Win, lose, or draw. Well, ain't gonna be no draw. I'm just happy that we finally back and got a chance to win it all. It's been too fucking long. We spend too much fucking money to not be up there. At least every few years. Shit is ridiculous.
Facts.
Let's get it.
So I was gonna move into music talk and just talk about some things. Now, there's one project in particular that I just wanted to ask you about because I ain't listened to it. I wanted to know if you listened to it. I've been reading good things about it, but just here and there. Benny the Butcher and 38 Special, Stabbed and Shot 2 is getting some good reviews online. Did you listen to that?
Nah.
All right. I don't know. Let's put that on our homework and let's listen to that one. Because I'm hearing Benny the Butcher and 38 Special put one on with this one. So shout out to Monster. I know he likes that. Listen.
Did you go listen to the pop and shit?
Listen, I listened to Glorilla.
And
I got 2 full listens in the car. I can talk about her work.
Did you like it?
That's how you want me to give it up just like that?
Absolutely, bro. We don't have to be stuck in this little thing, like, bro. It's a conversation. Yeah, talk about fucking Glorilla, nigga. I don't care about 38 Special right now. Listen, did you like that glow?
Glorilla talks about her vagina a lot.
Okay, that's cool.
All right,
that's cool. She said she got a little gripper. What's up?
Glorilla. She got a lot of features on here.
She do.
She got some serious, not just features. She got like Kirk Franklin, like she got features.
Yeah, fans want that. What's up?
She got Lotto on here.
Okay.
Lotto.
Okay. Big lot.
You know what I'm saying? She got Meg on here.
Big stallion.
Somebody that got brought up to me a while ago. Yo, oh, my boy Anthony in the building. Yo, just about to mention you because my boy in Chicago, shout out to him, he right there. He asked me a few weeks ago about a dude named Bossman D-Lo. And I was like, nah, I'm not familiar. And he was like, you need to get familiar. He's nice. Bossman
nice.
D-Lo.
Yeah,
he showed up on here.
Okay.
Yo, I put this, I got it on the phone. I got in the Z, turned it on, little card play. Boom, card play.
Gabe is now imitating me, y'all. Gabe is imitating me. This is how I set up stories. But go ahead, Gabe, cook. Go ahead, cook.
He watched me for 6 years, y'all. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, yo, I pop it on.
Yeah.
And sonically, my shit was turned all the way up because I forgot to turn it down when I turned the car off.
Okay.
Yo, I like what she did with this music, man. She knows. I don't know who's picking her beats. If it's her, I'm with it. I'm feeling the production on this. I just like the way she sound. I think she's a cool chick.
My fucking God. Gabe, pull up.
I'm probably rocking with the Bout. I would say if there's 15 tracks, I probably like about 6 or 7 of them.
Gabe, did you just say you like Glorilla album?
I just told you that. There's like 6, 7 joints on there that go.
Nah. I'm trying to lock you in somewhere. Gabe, do you like Glorilla's album?
Yeah, I'll say yeah. In a single word statement, yeah. I don't know if it's gonna be on in rotation in 2 weeks, but right now, yeah.
Now you know it's the number at this point of recording. It was number 2 all female hip hop albums this year, right? As far as sales.
This one,
yeah.
Okay.
In its first week.
Yeah, that's good. She deserved that.
That means everybody been selling records all year. 30, 35 weeks. She beat everybody but one number in just 1 week. Are you impressed by that? Before you delve, because I am second somewhere. It's not just about do you like the album. I'm gonna give you the number. I did a little research too when I was on lunch break during my court duties.
Lies. Anyway.
No, for real. I got it right here. In my jack. Glorilla has the equivalent of 69,000 sales.
Okay.
And we know that. Yep.
Okay.
And we know that in today's music, just as a refresher, as a midpoint, motherfuckers doing 20, 25, 30K first week. Right. That's considered good now.
Right.
And they're doing 50, 60 lifetime, which is ass. But that's what it is today. She did the equivalent of 69,000. I'm saying equivalent. There's some more data. But before I go into that, I just want to circle back to Gabe. Are you impressed that she, considering the females who have dropped this year, like Meg, right? Like Lotto, like Doja, that in 1 week, Big Glow is smoking them.
Am I impressed by it or surprised by it? Am I impressed by it?
However you frame it.
I'm impressed by it, but I'm not surprised by it because I told you out of all these girls, I like Glow.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know. Ever since she did that Club Say interview, say her music resonated with me more once I watched that interview. You know what I'm saying? So
gotcha. I want to delve into these numbers a little bit.
It's impressive what she's doing though.
Yeah. So did a little research. Angie, I didn't forget about your 70K comment about the WNBA. Keep that in the tuck. So she did 69,000 equivalents. That's just how music is now. She did 12,000 in pure sales. Which means to get the other 50, we're going to do some math. Just listen to me. I did it for y'all. To get the other 57,000 equivalent sales, how many streams you think it took to get 57,000 equivalent sales? How many streams? Give me a number. Don't think too long. Just go.
10 million.
Bam. That's a fair number. I like that. Nope. It was revealed today that she got 78 million.
78 million?
Yeah. Oh, we finna cook.
I was gonna say 57, but
streams to equal 57,000. I'm sorry. Yeah, 57,000 equivalent sales. Once I found that, I went math crazy, right? Because I got to talk about what the fuck is going on.
Right.
I did some math, right? No, I'm still yelling, Rock. We're gonna get to my yelling. That means
what up, Rock?
That right now the algorithm states that you need to get 1,368 streams per project to equal one sale.
1,000. So 1,100 basically.
Nope. 1,368.
Oh, 13.
So almost 1,400 streams to get the equivalent of one sale.
Okay, that's a lot.
I then took. Yeah, I know, bro. We cooking right now. I then took that number and did a typical album because we were talking about the rise of the deluxe albums and 55 tracks, and we knew it was a streaming game. But when you realize 1,368 streams to get one sale,
right,
you understand why people are gaming the system. So 1,368, right, spread out across, let's just say a traditional 15-track album, means each song needs to be streamed 91 times to get one album sale. So every song you album, 91 spins will get you one album sale. Equivalent. She got 78 million streams in a week, and that's only 57 equivalent. 57,000, which is shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Music fucked up.
Yeah, no, it's because like I'm just thinking about lifetime, right? Like if I had to go and buy the physical copy of the music to listen to, that's the only way I could listen to it, and I bought it.
Would you play each song 91 times?
I don't think I would.
Nope.
I would maybe play. I would play my favorite couple.
Correct.
91 times.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, yeah, that algorithm, that math is just so skewed into the streamer platform side because like it should have a weighted system in there. Like the lead singles should have a certain number it's got to get to, then everything else should just be supporting that single. You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't have to reach, you shouldn't have to get 91 for the outro and the intro. You know what I'm saying? That's bullshit. You should just have to get 2 or 3, you know what I'm saying? And then build it up like a pyramid from there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that just speaks to the gross calculations that the streaming platforms have that's been sending artists into the atmosphere as far as like popularity, but still seemingly regular when it comes to their bag.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's almost like having the fame and popularity nowadays. It almost is like all for naught. It's all about like, if you like it, then we love that you like it. It doesn't really cost us anything though. So we can expose the music that's on our platforms, and we could get the ad revenue dollars because of it. And you could bask in the glory of all the eyes on you, and it don't cost us a fucking penny.
Agreed.
That's crazy.
Now, knowing that math is that fucked up, excuse me, because technology doing technology things. I dug a little deeper because this is the first time I've seen the numbers exposed in a way where I can actually do math and figure out what that ratio was. We never knew. We had to guess, right?
Right.
So I saw the math and did the math and got the mathing. Gabe, if I asked you, once you get the equivalent number of streams to get one album sale, which is 1,368, how much do you think that their artists are paid per album sale equivalent? Keep in mind that if it was physical media, back in the day, it was $20 to $25. Then it came down to settle around 10 to 15, right? And before the CD went out of vogue, you were still buying albums on like Napster, not Napster, but on iTunes, shit like that. And it was probably $11.99 was about the average for an album, no matter the length. How much do you think the DSPs are giving per equivalent album sale?
So remember, this is 1,368 spins of it, the album, right?
Correct.
Equaling one sale.
Yes.
I'm gonna say, what do y'all think? Before I answer, what do y'all think in the comment? Put a little comment on how much you think you get per album sale. 1,368 total streams of the music on there. I know the number I want to say. The number I want to say.
It's a real number, right? You're not just saying some bullshit because you think my number gonna be extreme. Just give me a real number. Okay.
No, I got it.
What you thinking, bro?
I'm thinking a quarter.
You think 25 cents for an album sale?
Yeah.
I thought you were being real.
I am.
That's crazy, bro.
I think that's
I have not a clue. Anybody else want to take it? It's not a quarter. I can tell you that. It's not a quarter. It's a real number. I don't consider 25 cents for an album sale to be a real number. It's a real number. What do you think the real number would be? I'll give you a second guess. It's not a 25 cent ridiculous numbers.
$3.89.
$3.89. I like that. Anybody else? I have not a clue. Anthony said.
Shout out to Chi-Town in the building.
Throw something out there, y'all.
That's my Madden partner right there.
Got you. I want to give away the nut, but it's I thought it was interesting. Let me know.
They ready. They didn't even answer my question. Look, 420. I like that, friend.
Love
Let's
it.
go.
420. Okay, let me ask you this. Hey, Gabe, do you think if you were getting $4.20 per equivalent album sale, that would be fair? In today's world, knowing the value of music, is $4.20 fair? Considering the music business today?
No. I would think
too much.
No, it's too little because I feel like if you were peddling out of your trunk, you would get $10 a copy.
In today's world where we don't have CD players? Rock said $1.50.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. So I guess yeah, for a digital sale of my album, I guess I would be happy if I got somewhere in the neighborhood of $4 or $5.
Okay.
CDs were $13.99.
Yeah, towards the end they got devalued. So I'm looking at the end of CDs, and it's just my number, it's arbitrary. 2009, 2010 is about when it shifted and physical sales were less than digital sales in music. So we're talking about 14, 15 years ago. And when it shifted, CDs were regularly $10 to $12. Right. $11.99 was actually the average. This is me doing my little bit of research, y'all. $11.99 was the average. So $13.99 is pretty close. Okay. So if you got $4.20 per album, per equivalent sale, 1,368 streams, you think that would be fair?
Sure.
Bet. You make $2.06.
206.
$2.06 per equivalent album sale.
So Rock had 3 and Anthony had Rock had 150 and Anthony had 3. So it was in between there.
Check this out though.
I had 389. That's
equivalent. Remember, there are still peer sales, which are not a lot, but they still exist. A peer sale is when somebody goes to a platform and buys your CD full freight, your music full freight, which typically is $10 right now. That's the average of albums on a DSP, $10. There are deluxes. There are ones that cost more. There are major artists who charge things up and they bundle shit with merch. But The average is $10.
Mm-hmm.
So equivalent sales, they're giving you 20.6% of the value of an actual sale, or 1/5. Does that sound fair, Gabe? Considering that everybody streams now.
I don't know if I like that deal, but continue.
Okay. That $2.06 per equivalent. Do you know that the DSPs still take their percentage?
Of course they're gonna take their percentage. Of course.
What is the average DSP take under the equivalent Apple sell? And by the way, they probably pissed. That's the thing I didn't bring about in our pre-show that I was thinking back in my mind. That this got out. It was shared in a way that you could do the numbers. But fuck them. How much do you think a DSP takes? Percentage wise.
40.
Yeah,
Nah.
It's 30.
30?
30%.
I was gonna bring it down to 25.
Okay. 30%.
30%
of $2 is what? 60 cents?
Mm-hmm.
So you make $1.46 per 1,368 streams?
Mm-hmm.
$1.40?
Apple downloads fall into the streaming numbers, right? Or is it different? Or is
no,
it
they don't.
Because
are you talking about iTunes? Or are you talking about when you download a song in your catalog? Because here's an interesting thing.
Peace, senior.
And this is why I stopped doing this, by the way. When you go and find a song that you like and you favorite it and you download it to your phone, that is not a stream. The minute you've done that, you've now taken money out of their hands, the artist. It's why I stopped downloading music to my phone. And I only stream now, because if you don't, the artist makes nothing.
Really?
Because it's not a stream.
Oh, because it's a download now.
It's a download. It has to be streamed. It has to be streamed. They make nothing.
Gotcha. So the answer to the question is Apple download wouldn't count to the stream numbers then.
Correct.
That's the
but
answer.
He said Apple. I'm saying, do you mean iTunes? Because if you bought it from iTunes, then that counts. But if you download it to your phone and play it from your device, it does not count.
Right. Like if you subscribe to Apple Music, like I subscribe to Apple Music, I'm giving them a flat fee. So
if you press play, it counts. If you save it to your phone, it does not.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Rockman and Rock's Kitchen out there in Stony Point, New York, and Senior G in the building. Shout out to the Village Global Network. Shout out to the sponsors, All Creek Concrete Placement LLC and House of Barbers up there by Rhinebeck Savings Bank in Marist. Get all of your hairstyling needs right there at House of Barbers. Right. And so
I'm gonna let you pivot, but I did want to point one thing out because I use Apple products, obviously. When you favorite a song, do you know that it automatically downloads in the background?
No.
Did you know that means it's not even transparent to the user that you're actually taking money out of the artist's hands? Even if you don't go initiate a download, if you favorite that song, it's not being cached on your device for easy access. Does that sound fucked up? That they would make it a passive, a non-transparent act that you don't know you're committing, and that it takes money from the artist's mouth?
And the fact that they know every time you play that too, because like if you kill your Apple Music, all that goes away. And then, so they know exactly which songs, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that is foul on Apple's part, man. But, I don't know why, or I shouldn't say that. I know why. But it's interesting how out of control this all got. And it's like, it's interesting to like, I would love to get in a room and be able to speak to somebody like a Chris Webby, who never really signed a major deal. He had a major distribution deal to put out one album because it was like a marketing ploy that he did. But like other than that, he's always been independent. He tours, and like Rock was saying before, a lot of artists make most of their money on the tours, not the sales of the music. I would love to talk to a guy like Chris Webby and like talk to him about that and how like being independent, like the money that he was able to make off that, does he feel he was better for it, or does he wish now that he was signed to a major label and just did what everybody else did? I can't imagine the latter is true. I would have to think that he's happy the way he did it. I mean, because he could have easily went and got signed. I mean, he had his popping moments here and there where he could have got signed easily, but he chose not to, and did it all independently. But what I was gonna say, it's crazy how this shit got out of control so quick. And businessmen and business minds think a certain way, and creatives think a certain way, and they're always not really the same. Like, it's interesting when people are creative and have that business sense about it. I think there's always like this little fight that happens in your brain, right? Because I feel like you're one of those people, a creative who has business sense, so it's like it's hard, so I'm sure there's conflict sometimes with what you want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So anyway, as we move along with music, you a fan of Rod Wave?
No. I am not a depressed teenager.
No.
Nor am I a treachy 24-year-old female.
Right.
So no, right. I don't relate to Rod Wave's music.
Yeah. Yo, also we pivoted off of Glorilla, but I want to say one last thing was, one of my favorite people out there is Rihanna, right, in the entertainment field, and she went ahead. She though? Like,
it's been 8 years. 8 years, bro. Do she entertain still?
And that Super Bowl thing was not it.
It wasn't it.
That wasn't it. You know what I'm saying? But she's still one of my favorites. Love her attitude, always have. But it was good that she had named Glorilla as the ideal person to represent the Savage Fenty theme song to do it, and I think stuff like that is dope. That's like a superstar just reaching down and touching it and being like, yo, come on, you know what I mean? So it wouldn't surprise me if she really does make good on that. But shout out to the power ladies in the building, man.
Hey, that's not what that was, but I like how positive you are as an individual, as a man. You are Gabe. This is real life, y'all. Gabe is a very genuinely, at least to me, nice person. Yeah. So him having a nice take about something that's all business, I find something endearing about that. Gabriel Rivera. This is not Riri christening Glorilla. Glorilla already took that. The way she marched on the scene. This is Riri trying to leverage Glorilla to make her brand more money. This is not a tap. You got it. I'm acknowledging you. This is Glow came out with her debut album, Smoking Bitches, and I want to lean into that for my brand. It's exactly what this is.
Did you not hear me when I said I love Rihanna? I love her for that.
Look, biased as fuck.
Listen, she's not stupid. Rihanna not stupid. And if Glorilla's not, she gonna go ahead and do that though, because I think that is a good person to have kind of in your portfolio, if you will.
Yeah. Shout out to Glow. Get your bag, girl. I told you before though. I like Glow.
Me too.
I like her.
So you were trying to corner me into saying if I liked the album or not. My assumption is that you did appreciate the album. You liked it.
That shit fire. But like I said before last week, it's good for what it is.
Yeah.
This is not me saying that she coming in here and she the second coming of Missy Elliott.
No, we're not saying that.
Or she giving me Lauryn Hill.
But I like what she's doing.
But for what she's trying to do, she is fire.
Yeah. Whoever, and I'll say this again, whoever is picking the production for these songs is on point, whether it's her or somebody else. Agreed. Some of them joints go, bro.
Agreed.
Some of them, and she sounds great. Like, and personally, you're gonna say I'm a little biased. Was there a feature that outshined her? She had some names on there that are very current. I don't know if she got
outshined her.
Like, did nobody pull that?
But it's also like the artist is up there. None of these artists are of that ilk to me, where they're gonna come on a record and just step, big march, right? Like, I guess Megan could if she wanted to, but I don't think that was the goal of her feature. You know what I'm saying? So like, no. But it wasn't like she did a song with Nicki, and Nicki would go out there and try to cut her head off. Like, not even directed towards her, just the way Nicki rap is just different. Like, Nicki on a record with you could outshine you. I don't think Meg is going in there trying to do anything but compliment that record. That's what I'm saying.
She don't have that killer that competitive approach to it.
Yeah.
If I look at the feature list, I would say the one that would have the best shot of outshining her would have been Lotto. And I feel like
Lotto can fucking rap.
Yeah, but Lotto didn't outshine her though on that.
No, she did not rap.
You know what I'm saying? So that was a myth, right? So and then, the dude Boss Man D-Lo, I kind of like that song. You know what I'm saying? Like he's saying some shit. He make me maybe check him out a little bit more. You know,
once you hear Boss Man D-Lo for 10 records, you're done.
Gotcha.
It's the same verse every time. You're done.
Yeah, he sounds good though. He sounds good.
No, he does. Not even for like 5 songs in a row though. Like no.
Yeah. Yo, can y'all do me a favor and just hit the like button for me or the heart? I like the heart. You know what I'm saying? The heart's cool. Shout out to Mr. Cattrack in the building. You can see him tomorrow in the studio with the Rec Boys, Wednesday, 7 p.m. right here on Facebook and YouTube.
Hey, yo, Chris. Bruh. It's about that time, dog. Time to hop on that plane. What's good? What's going on?
You traveling south or you want him north?
Listen, bro. This grown folks talking. Shout out to our not sponsor, Brown Water.
Shout out to the Red Solo Cup.
Look, I missed you when I was on probation. Shout out to Brown Water, nigga.
Word. All right. What's up? Man, listen.
Yeah.
All right. So we laughing right now. Let's keep it funny. So we've talked about it before. And I think I know your stance on it, but my stance has always been I would love to see it if everybody wants to do it. But Ice Cube is saying that we definitely getting a Friday, man. We definitely getting a Friday. He said there's gonna be old school characters and new school characters, and that he wrote 2 scripts in the past already that he felt were fire that got turned down by New Cinema, I think. And they've come to an agreement on a new script.
Nice.
Are you excited about a Friday produced by the one and only Ice Cube?
It depends on who the young people are.
Okay.
Completely depends on who they cast in the roles. And if they try to do Smokey Part 4, right? I'm not here for that. Like, you cannot recreate. What I'm saying is, you cannot recreate the
Chris Tucker,
iconicism
Smokey,
of Smokey from Part 1, and they tried it, right? They gave us Mike Epps, they gave us motherfuckers in these roles. I'm good on all that. Just make the setting and the vibe similar, but please stop trying to recreate new versions of these iconic characters. Leave it alone,
or just bring them back.
Well, see, I don't agree. That's why I said
what if you get Chris Tucker to come back and say, "I'll be an old Smokey"? Bro,
I don't want to see.
You don't want to see old Smokey?
50-year-old niggas in South Central in this movie. Like, if y'all want to do cameos, y'all want to be around in the background, cool. Y'all want to be the old heads now, cool. I don't want to watch y'all in Friday at all.
Right. I would love if Smokey returned in character, Chris Tucker returned in character, but he was just old Smokey, and he's like just different perspective, but still him. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. If Chris Tucker, they walk into a house, Chris Tucker sitting in a lazy boy, high as fuck, telling a funny story for 3 minutes, I'm here for it.
Okay.
If you do anything else in the movie, anything else, if he in another scene just smiling and making faces, I'm done. That's not gonna work. Hit the nostalgia button and then fucking leave. So to answer your question, do I want to see Friday number 6?
Yeah.
Sure, but it depends on who the young actors are. And 2, don't oversaturate it with the old niggas. I don't want to see y'all play these roles from 35 years ago.
Let me ask you this. Do you need Craig in it?
Yes.
Craig has to be the main?
No, he don't need to be the main.
Oh, he don't need to be the main. Okay.
All them old niggas need to chill.
All the old motherfuckers need to chill. I mean, half of them are dead. God rest their soul.
No. All right, but the OGs from the old movies are like John Witherspoon and them are getting up out of here. So RIP to them. That's not what I mean. Right. I mean the young niggas who was in their 20s, who are now in their 50s, need to take the roles of the John Witherspoons in them. Go be background characters Get your one scene off and then chill.
Why
I
would
don't
one
want to
scene-
see y'all niggas.
It's so extreme with the one scene.
Gabe, do you think that's extreme? Do you really think it's interesting to see 55-year-old men pretend?
If it's funny, it's
not going to be funny.
As long as I'm entertained, like I'm smiling, you know what I'm saying? I can't even enjoy popcorn no more. Can I at least enjoy the movie? You know what I'm saying?
Why? Hold up. Let's talk about that. Why can't you have popcorn, bro?
I got things going on. I can't have it. Popcorn is like. One day we'll have a health show. We'll talk about Gabe's health, and we'll tell the whole world about my health problem.
You ain't got to do that, bro. I never heard you say that before. Articulate that you couldn't have corn that was pop. I found it interesting.
I love popcorn.
Okay, but you can't have the popcorn. Got it.
We've been on air for about an hour. Good for us. And shout out to y'all for tuning in. Can y'all please hit the like and share for me if you're up in here? You might have to minimize the video and then hit the like for me to see it, but please do that. Did you watch Monster yet with the Mendez brothers?
I did not.
Okay.
Because I've been detained, as I keep repeating myself for over a week now. I've been detained in the legal system, and whenever I get breaks, I don't really want to do the weird shit. I've been just kind of
okay. So, all right, I'm glad you said weird shit though.
But the one thing I did do, was go and see Smile #2.
Okay. Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it thoroughly.
You did.
I never saw part 1.
Really?
I never saw part 1. What
compelled you to go see a part 2 when you ain't seen part 1? Please explain.
Fair story, because I watched the preview, and then I was told, you don't need to know what happened in part 1 because the only throughput between the two movies is explained. So I didn't watch opening night, obviously. The person I was talking to went to opening night and saw the movie and then said, you should go watch it. You'd like it. It's your kind of vibe. And the connection between the two movies, the only part you need to know, they're actually going to give you in the first 10 minutes. So you don't need to even understand the throughput because you'll get it from the first 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, bet, I'll do that.
Gotcha.
What I didn't know is that movie was shot extensively in the Hudson Valley, including places like Beacon, Wabash Falls, Poughkeepsie, and in Newburgh. So I'm sitting here in the movie theater, local movie theater, watching this movie. And apparently, I wasn't the only one.
Okay.
When I see these motherfuckers whipping SUVs through Newburgh, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What y'all niggas doing here?
Right. How you get to the 845 like this?
How you get to the 8? Because the scene, it's them leaving from New York City, and there's no time lapse, y'all. It's just them leaving New York, and when they bust 3 blocks, they in Newburgh, which I thought was very funny. Why is it giving me full screen, bro? This is not my Smile 2 review. I'm just letting y'all know that I saw the movie. I didn't know it was shot in the area extensively, not just a scene, extensively. And I thought that was fucking dope. So it's a good movie, and you're gonna see some places if you in the valley that you recognize.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. And it's gonna happen more and more. I remember when they were shooting that, they were also shooting. Somebody else was shooting another movie around here, and the dude who played the Incredible Hulk, did he play the Incredible Hulk? Yeah, the director dude, he ended up shooting something right here in the 845 as well that was on HBO. Like, this place is gonna start showing up in Hollywood. You'll see. And like, have you noticed, like, in music and stuff, like, you hear stuff from around here, like you hear Poughkeepsie getting mentioned now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, like in music and stuff like that. So like, it's weird to me because I remember when somebody in the Bronx thought that Wappingers Falls might as well have been Kentucky. You know what I'm saying?
It was Buffalo. No, everybody thinks that you literally leave Mount Vernon and you enter Buffalo.
I know, like,
niggas don't know geography at all, bro.
Straight up. You know what I'm saying? And now to be, synonymous with like the city and stuff. People, talk about it all the time how they took the train from Grand Central and came up to Beacon. Like, you did what you do? You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of dope, man. Shout out to the 845. Shout out to Smile 2. What is it, like a horror movie or what type of movie?
I think technically it's under the horror genre, but to me it's less horror and more shock. Like, to me it's closer to Get Out than it is to The Ring. It's not meant to be I'm scared at the dark type of shit. It's more like this is some weird shit happening all around me all the time. So it's not a scary.
Gotcha.
It's more like a Get Out. Yeah.
Smile 2 we talking about right here.
It's,
so yeah, man, I'm gonna go check
yeah.
that. Now I want to see. Now I want to see like a hometown in the movie.
Hometown in the movie. It's 20-25 minutes too long. Nothing you can do about that. There was like this really weird piece in the movie where it's just too long.
Mm-hmm.
The movie's 2 hours and 7 minutes. And if you know anything about the horror category, those movies are 90 minutes, 95 minutes every single time. Hour and a half, hour 35. They're never this long.
Right.
The shit is way too long. But I did like it. They gave what she's going through time to bloom so that you could believe her performance. And I think she does a really good job of being in that mindset at the very end of the movie. You see the progression.
If we're going to talk about movies we want to see,
what's up?
I need to see Venom Thursday. You going to see
Venom? This Thursday?
Yeah, bro.
I'm in.
Bro, I love Venom. I love Venom. And I think the dude who plays the dude, I think you couldn't have found a better mofo to play that role, man. I think he plays that shit perfectly.
Good fit for the role.
Yeah.
Listen, you want to slide? I know you can't have popcorn. I can though. I'll eat the popcorn in front of you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can smell it and shit. You feel me? So, like, bro, it is on my radar. I will also say, I saw a preview at Smile 2 for Kraven the Hunter.
Okay.
That movie gonna be so bad. Just like all the other trash ass Spider-Man movies that are not Spider-Man that Sony keeps making. Just don't do it, y'all. Don't watch Madam Web. None of that bullshit is working. This shit looks.
Madam Web was kind of weird.
It flopped.
Yeah.
Like bad. Yeah. It lost like 200 M's on that movie.
Yeah. I know you're not super into it, but man, am I looking forward to 2027, that the third installment of Godzilla. King Kong is coming.
Who told you I wasn't into that? I watched all the MonsterVerse movies.
Bro, MonsterVerse, that's to me, y'all can say what you want, but it is so nostalgic for me. And the fact that somebody finally took the Godzilla story and molded it into with today's technology and stopped making him like verse the planet, like verse the people. Right. Like I hated that. Godzilla movie is supposed to be Godzilla fighting another monster, not the people. You know, I know it started that way, but what it evolved to, he was a fucking hero. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was like the villainous hero. You know what I'm saying? Like he was always saving the day. You know what I'm saying? Type of shit. But fire that they did it this way. I love the animation on it. The CG on it is next level. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. But I know Angie wants to see it too, so we got to play with her schedule as well. But I need to go see Venom. Angie,
do you work at nighttime when the sun go away? Bet. Let's come outside and watch a movie while I eat popcorn in front of Gabe.
That's so wrong of you. You like the Regal? You like the Poughkeepsie Regal?
No. What the fuck, bro? No.
Where are you going?
AMC, like a grown up.
What? You got one in Middletown?
Of course.
Oh,
of course.
Shit. Maybe we might have to take. Listen, we might have to use a little PTO on Friday morning.
Fucking Regal.
I can eat popcorn. Angie, you want to go on Thursday night? We go watch Venom Black over at AMC.
We lit, Angie. We eating popcorn and shit. I didn't know this was a movie corner, but I will also say that I just heard that this morning that Disney pulled Blade from the calendar for next year. That movie, I don't know what's up with Mahershala and them, but that shit ain't gonna get made at this point, bro. It's been pushed back 2 years at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. Was you really looking forward to it?
Yes,
you was.
Bro, Blade is one of my favorite characters. Blade is one of my favorite movies.
Well, he showed up. He showed up in the latest Blade.
Yes, Wesley Snipes' Blade showed up in the Marvel movie. Yes.
Yeah.
But like when before the announcement, and right hand to the man, before the announcement, I was like, the only person who could be in this role is Mahershala Ali. Like he fits that part. I don't understand why this movie can't get made. Why they've lost 5 fucking directors already. I know that 2 of them got arrested for different reasons. One was like child porn. The other one was like a fucking work environment type of, like, it's a mess. And black directors too. It's a fucking mess. So they pulled it from 2025's release schedule. I'm sad about that. I want to see Mahershala Ali in this role. Bad.
I want to see a new season of The Mandalorian, and then I heard Mandalorian's going to do a movie.
I'm cool with that. I like Grogu.
Right? I love it. I got a little Lego man, Grogu.
I mean, you see Grogu in the background, right? You can zoom in. You see Grogu. He down there on the floor.
You have the one I got?
I don't know. Just zoom in.
Is it the Lego one?
Give me full screen. You see Grogu?
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I got my little man over there. All right. So as we move along,
as we proceed.
So, I think last week or the week before, maybe, I think I posed to you, talking about cancel culture. I think that was a couple weeks ago. And I was like, does it exist? Is it still the same? We had that conversation. Mm-hmm. And, when we had that conversation, it's about like what we're talking about is just like perception, right? Public perception and what's going to be accepted by and supported, right? So it's interesting in this day and age where we all have like these mouthpieces, and the more famous you are, the bigger your mouthpiece is and the more range you have and stuff. And, a lot of people, when people are in hot water, they nowadays, the ones who are out for blood are just trying to pile on and get the clicks and put content out like about Diddy, about this and that, right? Trying to get the controversial stuff on. You don't come across a lot of people coming to the defense of said personnel nowadays. You'll see they'll stay quiet, you know what I'm saying? Not say nothing. Or if they have something to say, it's more like a business answer, like, oh, we did work, I never saw nothing, we good. You know what I mean? DJ Envy decided he's gonna take up for one Sean Diddy Combs, and he is asking the public to give this man the benefit of the doubt.
Is that what he said?
He said,
you framing this real close to like a lie. That's not what he did, bro. You almost making this a lie.
What he did was he was trying to convey the fact, basically, innocent until proven guilty. That's basically where he was coming from.
Which is not the same as taking up for him.
So then he proceeded to say that, just because he had all that baby oil. Okay.
This is not taking up for him. He's just making a point.
That's not illegal. It's not illegal to have a bunch of sex toys. It's not illegal to have all that in the same room.
Like a freak ass nigga, but it's not illegal.
It's not illegal to be freaky, he said. You know what I'm saying? And I stepped back from that. And, you got to take in consideration where he said this too. He said this on his wife's podcast. Okay. So I'm gonna my takeaway from that is gonna be you just saying shit to get your wife's podcast popping. Look, I'm talking about it on my podcast right now. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Interesting technique by one DJ Envy, who always seems to find himself in very precarious situations in the public eye.
Can I drop my thoughts on that?
I'm about to ask you, Black, when I say all this to you, what are your thoughts on that?
Did you see what came out right after that show went live about the baby oil? So the somehow it got leaked right after that episode that the baby oil had drugs in it,
GHB,
like Rohypnol and shit, date rape shit, and it was absorbed through the skin.
Right.
And then the very next morning, I'm just telling you the timeline so you can follow the thoughts.
Right.
Puff Daddy, Sean Combs' lawyer requested of the judge to put a gag on the prosecution, who they're accusing of leaking evidence to the media to try him in the media.
Right.
So here's the timeline. Envy does this interview with his wife. Right after that, I mean, literally right after it, it's all over the internet. Oh, the baby oil was laced with date rape drugs and shit. And then the very next morning, there's a motion made by the lawyers for Sean Combs to have the prosecution censored so that the leaks would stop.
Right.
Now, the leak didn't say what was leaked, but to me, that sounds like an admission of saying, "Oh yeah, the prosecution leaked that they tested the baby oil and it had date rape shit in it."
Right.
So clearly, that's true. That's why I made the connection for y'all. Nobody said it, but I'm saying that following that motion almost is giving credence to the fact that the prosecution is definitely the one leaking evidence, but that they also got a test that says you had Rohypnol and baby oil and was rubbing bitches down and keeping them complicit. Gabe, it's one thing to be a freak ass little boy. Be as freaky as you want to be.
Sure.
Diddy has bottles by the hundreds of baby oil laced with what colloquially is known in the streets as the date rape drug. Should he go down forever? Because I don't see, and before you answer, there is no way you could get me to believe that 1,000 jars of baby oil belong to your mans and they just happen to be in your crib.
Right.
If those is your baby oils and they're actually laced with date rape drugs, the nigga you use them to rape motherfucking women. There's no other conclusion to be drawn from that. What say you, Gabe?
That man is guilty and wrong. So because of the intent there, right? The intention is to basically deceive whoever is getting this, right? And we gonna do shit to you, which falls in line with almost every single accuser's not testimony, but statement says something to that effect, where it was like, I was given an opportunity to hang out at such and such party or be part of such and such clique for the evening. Once we arrived where we were going, I, had a drink or I had something to eat, or it was said, let's get, there was one that said, let's get bathing suits on, shit like that. And all of a sudden, I don't know what's going on, but I got dicks in me. I got things going on. I don't know what's going on. They almost to a letter had said that. So when you find 1,000 bottles and you're trying to tell me that they're all laced, he's just evil, bro. It's just evil. Like, you can't rehab. Can you rehab that? You can't. How can you?
Why would we even want to rehab somebody? Think about the level of diabolicism.
It's crazy.
Like, you know what?
To that level.
Like, spiking drinks is old. Like, niggas, there are motherfuckers who will pull up and don't drink, so we can't even drug them that way. Let's just get some willing bitches, and I'm being funny by using this terminology, but just fuck with me. Let's get some joints that may want to get kinky, and then we're gonna hit them with the laced baby oil so that they just open for the next 7 days.
Right.
That's horrible.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Black, this was it came across my desk because another minor, bro, a girl, she claimed she was 7. She claimed she was 13 when this happened to her. That's crazy. Bro,
like that, the extra piling on, the new lawsuits every day with the underage shit. Like, I'm not saying it can't be true. I'm just saying, like, pause.
That's where you agree. That's where you agree with the defense, right?
Yeah. Because it's one thing to have evidence be shown of you beating Cassie,
I agree with that. Yeah.
Or niggas to get video out your crib, or you'd have baby oil with drugs in it. It's very different than to see you molesting a child. Like chill. He did enough bad shit. Wait for the evidence to drop, and if you got some, put that up in the air, and I will gladly say, put the nigga under the jail. But quite frankly, the situation he's in right now
is enough.
There is no way for him to get out of this without spending the rest of his life behind bars. He's already 54, 55. I don't care if he did only one of these things. That nigga doing 20. There is no world where he not spending the rest of his natural life behind bars, bro. It ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. And then once he's convicted, the lawsuits are going to destroy his legacy. His kids, his generations, all that bread is gone. All of it.
Black, I've said almost from the jump with this whole thing that I've always been curious to see, is this the tip of the iceberg, and do we get to see the rest of it as this unfolds?
Are you alluding to Mr. Abercrombie and Finch? Is that what you're doing?
There's a story out there.
Not a story. It happened. He got arrested.
Wait, what?
The CEO of Abercrombie and Finch.
Yeah.
And his partners got arrested for sex trafficking.
Yeah. I wasn't alluding to that.
Oh, yeah, that happened this morning.
Sex trafficking, huh?
Yeah. Men.
Makes sense.
A lot of men.
When you look at the ads.
I'm not even mad that they're gay because he's outwardly gay.
Right.
But the fact that him and his two gay buddies at Abercrombie were bringing young men into Abercrombie and then doing the whole quid pro quo and then like smutting them out to their buddies and having gay parties.
It's going
And that was
down.
also, by the way, brought in the Southern District of New York, which is where Diddy's getting charged out of. Them motherfuckers is on a roll. That lady finna be the president in like 8 years. Them motherfuckers in the Southern District is not playing with niggas. They not playing with y'all. They not playing with y'all.
It's just sad that they're catching it now when it's already done, trying to get them in trouble. It'd be nice to like prevent some of this shit, man.
Talk about it, bro.
You know, like what, like that's a big issue nowadays, right? Sex trafficking, and I mean, every person that works at the hotel knows that once a year you got to sit in front of the human trafficking, 15-minute video, and learning all the new ways people traffic humans around here. How do we put stuff in place that can actually help try to prevent some of these things that go down? Is it education? Is it?
I'm gonna sound like the worst nigga and the most pessimistic person on the planet, and I'm not. Actually, when I talk about like my view of police as an example, and there's a whole other conversation we can have next week about this young man who lost his life a couple of years ago, and then they just said this week that the 8 officers who put 94 bullets into him are not being charged with murder. That's a different conversation. I'm gonna leave that right there. I'm not a pessimist by nature. I've been through hell. I've had terrible experiences with the police, very few good ones, but I've had a few good ones. And I'm not jaded. I don't see things one way or in one way only.
Right.
Sometimes being on this podcast, I'm a warrior because my voice is my voice, and I speak about the things that are meaningful. But I am not completely one way or the other. I'm just not as a person. All right.
Sure.
You asked, is there a way to prevent this? And I'm going to tell you the answer is no. And it's not because people suck inherently. It's because money. In a society ruled by anything, doesn't matter. Class, status, doesn't matter. Ours is money. As long as that exists, there will always be a world of haves and have-nots.
Yeah.
And because of the nature of the beast, we're people, right? There will always be a segment of society who can and will use their outsized influence and resources, right, to get and take what they want from other people. We focus on the sexuality of it, but it's in all aspects of life. There are landowners who just buy the land from under you. They'll buy your house when you're behind on your mortgage. There's lots of ways to do this. They'll take over your business if you can't keep up with payments, right? There's lots of ways where people who have can get more and maintain that. And that's passed down through generations. As long as there is a socio-economic imbalance, there will always be sex trafficking. There will always be rapes. There will always be sex crimes against those who don't have the power to remove themselves completely from that cycle. And think about it like this. There's one thing to go to a Diddy party and knowing that they can get turned up. It's another thing to be a male model who's going to Abercrombie and Finch, one of the biggest brands on the planet, for a job, and the CEO of the company is trying to fuck on you. Think about that. It's one thing to say don't go to the Diddy party, but don't go to a job interview.
Right.
At a regular clothing store, because the CEO might try to run down on your booty. The fuck are we talking about?
That's a fact.
How do you actually get away from that, Gabe? The answer is you can't. When you hear the stories of and I'm gonna let you cook. You hear the stories of the cops who have arrested women and taken them around the block and then sexually assaulted them in their cars and then took them to jail.
Right.
That's a thing. You don't talk about it, but that comes out every month. Somebody's doing that and going down for it. Where they're raping prisoners in the back of the car in cuffs. They can't run. They're restrained, and it's one male and a female in the back seat, and it happens. As long as they're a dynamic where it's not equal, women will always be preyed upon by men, and people who are less powerful and have less influence than those who have it will always be preyed upon. Always, whether you're a man or a woman. No, it can't be fixed as long as we are slaves to the dollar. There will always be an imbalance.
Yeah, because greed and ego are two characteristics in humans that can just go excessively wrong and to a point, to a fault, to a literal fault where you're so egotistical and greedy that you'll do almost anything, a la Diddy. Yeah, man,
right.
crazy.
That was happening all through Hollywood, especially with young actors. A lot of those child actors, I feel bad. That shit that came out about the Nickelodeon thing, that if you think that's isolated, it's because you're not a part of society.
Right.
If you don't think that's happened all over the world, especially in Hollywood, you're crazy.
Right.
You are crazy. You don't think Ariana Grande got touched inappropriately? I bet you she did. Like I guarantee it. If you come from that world, fucked up shit has happened. Why do you think a lot of people from that world don't transition well? Why do you think Amanda Bynes went golf and gained 150 pounds when she had the world at her feet? Right? Why do you think Britney Spears, who was a pop icon at 15 already, is now fucked up in the brain? Why do you think that's so common for people who have fame and fortune as children and they cannot transition to adulthood? Why do you think Macaulay Culkin is broken up here?
Justin Bieber is a good recent example.
Absolutely. Like this shit is real. And boy, to be a child trying to get to it, I guarantee you they went through the most. My bad, Gabe. You were cooking. Go ahead.
No, you was cooking. You said it all, actually. I didn't really have to say nothing. But before we go, I just wanted to do a quick back in the day with Gabe, because I found it kind of remarkable when I punched in today's date. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different hip hop drops on this day, October 22nd, on different years. But one that's kind of jumped out at me because I can't believe that it's been so long. If I said to you, yo, do you realize that Good Kid, Mad City came out a dozen years ago? Yo, what were you doing a dozen years ago? 2012. I ain't know you. We was 6 years from even knowing each other. Yo.
A dozen years ago. What was I doing back then?
What were y'all
doing
out there?
Okay, I just thought about it. I found out where I was. I knew where I was.
What's up?
I was working night shift.
Okay.
At a technical support help desk.
Okay.
It was down bad. It was rough outside.
He said I was down bad.
I had PTSD. I was getting shot at, and I was working night shift, saying, "Did you turn it off and back on?" That's what I was doing. I'm simplifying, but yeah, basically that's what I was doing.
Yeah, 2012. I was working at an advertising company running their online playing room. That's what I was doing. So that was 12 years ago. But in 1991, on this day, October 22nd, Engine number 9 on the New York. Black Sheep released their debut album on October 22nd, Wolf in Sheep's Clothing, 1991.
Whenever I hear that song, I think of NBA Street Volume 2.
Yo, what a dope game that was, though, bro. That might have been my favorite basketball game.
Yeah, when they had the 3 Jordans.
Yo,
that was lit,
bro. That
and then they added Washington Wizards Jordan, which I thought was funny as hell.
That might have been I think that was my favorite basketball game. NBA.
But why they add 41-year-old Jordan who couldn't dunk well?
Because Jordan's everything. It's just Jordan's everything.
So what else you got?
Yo, MOP released their joint Firing Squad on October 22nd, 1996. That album is bananas. But just to run down the rest of the list is Del the Funky Homo Sapien, West Side Connection, and Chuck D. All had releases on October 22nd in different years and such. But yeah, I thought it was crazy. When I saw 2012 for Kendrick, I was like, wow, man, how time does fly. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's crazy.
Yo, how many of these things have we done?
This is episode 228, friend.
Damn. That's a
yes,
lot.
Sir.
Yeah, I watched somebody's show the other day. They was at like episode 26, and I thought to myself, that's what's up.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too.
I don't think y'all gonna make it to 40. That's what's up. This shit is hard.
Yo, we only got
What's up?
We only got a few of these things left, man. So make sure y'all tuning in. Say what up. Say what up. Hit the like and share for me. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Normally we sit down after the election.
Mm-hmm.
First week of November, we do one.
Right.
Until we sit down.
Mm-hmm.
We might need another one after the first week. We might. I think this election is going to do something, and I don't want to go silent. It's a big one. Trump and Kamala. It could be historical in many different facets.
Many different facets.
And you still have a candidate, by the way, who still has a trial coming up. An actual criminal trial. You may actually see a president go to court facing some more felonies that can put them in prison.
And then turn around and get sworn in.
This is the world we live in. 2025 will be a monster. But next month is going to be different. Either we're going to have the first female president in history of this country.
Black female.
I'm not going to say black. First non-white, other than Obama.
She's half.
Yeah, is she though? She's not African-American. She's not. Yeah. She's Caribbean.
Yeah, she's Caribbean.
She's part Caribbean, yeah.
She's half Caribbean and half,
sure.
What is it, Barbados?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
I don't even know. She half Caribbean and like Asian white or some shit.
She's
anyway,
Indian.
That's what it is. Whatever. Mm-hmm. She's not African-American.
No.
Which is my point. So I'm not the black button. But you know,
black.
Could be the first woman. And if she is the first woman, whatever the fuck her nationality is, she'll be the first of that nationality as well in the office. Or you could have a 32-time felon as president too, who may also get thrown into prison while sitting in the most powerful seat on the planet.
Yo,
because I believe because the trial started, they're not gonna wait till his presidency is over to then put him in jail if he gets convicted and found guilty and gets sentenced. Right? They're not gonna wait until he's done being the president and can pardon himself. Like this shit is gonna be interesting, is what I'm saying. Very interesting.
I want Shaquille O'Neal and The Rock to be the president and vice president of this country.
I don't, because I like the world to function properly. I don't think Shaq can do that.
Shaq can do it. Shaq can do
that honorary doctorate from LSU is not enough.
We're not going to go to war. Because the big dude's in the house.
Who else? What they could both run, but they need somebody on the ticket who actually knows politics. I don't want The Rock running the country. I don't want now The Rock. Now Oprah.
You about to have a 32-time ex reality TV show, real estate mogul.
Is he a mogul? Is he a mogul?
Yeah, I mean, I think so.
I guess technically by definition he is, but like not really. He ain't really do shit.
Yeah, I mean, he has developments, the golf courses, and all that. Like he knows what he's doing real estate.
Not really. Well, he has money already. Just
his P&L is probably crazy. His P&L will make our head spin. 1,000%. Anyway, yo, I really appreciate y'all. Y'all stuck in there today. I'm really happy that we had the middle of the country tapped in over here. We even had some bots. Yo, we're getting more popular because we're getting bots that come into the chat. Like that's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I know, Mama, we made it. You know what I'm saying? But
Angie said that Oprah's down with Diddy. Oprah could literally go do satanic rituals every night, and I wouldn't care. It's Oprah.
It's just Oprah.
It's Oprah.
Oprah would have her skin. I feel like she's an evil person on the inside, but whatever. So? I think so. I think there's some layers to be peeled back.
Right, she get color purple. So for like in my book, it don't even matter. It's Oprah. It don't matter.
I feel you. Black, I'm gonna take us home, man. You all right with that?
I guess.
All right.
Let's get it.
So on another day where we're all happy that we awoke and were able to get through our day, whether you had to go to work or chill with your kids or clean the house or do whatever, all those things at the same time. You did that. You did that, and you did it well. So remember, we're all doing that too. So don't be so quick to jump on somebody's neck every time they might do or say or move a certain way that you don't like. Give them a little space for a second. It'll help you. It helps them. Take a second to breathe, ladies and gentlemen. Life is crazy out here, but it's crazy for everybody in their own way. So take that consideration, when you're out in public and all that. But I want to say that I appreciate all y'all tapping in. I appreciate my co-host extraordinaire, King Blackout. I enjoy my time with him on the show. I enjoy super producer Big Angie holding down the dog. Shout out to Samaya, shout out to Louie and Hazel. You know what I'm saying? And all y'all out there who tune in every week and say what up and share it and hit the like for me. I appreciate y'all. So for Blackout, for Finally TV, for what we talking about, we will see you next week. Peace.
Peace.